We have a friend in the building. He goes by the name of Ryan O'Fay. Give a warm welcome to Ryan O'Fay.
Come on, Manchester. Give God a good shout of praise. There's nobody like him. No matter where we look, no matter where we search, we've been high and low, still we found nobody like him. Nobody compares to him. There's nobody as great as him. Can you lift that praise? Hallelujah! Hallelujah! Oh, hallelujah!
What an atmosphere. Surely the Lord is in this place. Amen. Surely the Lord has met us in this place. I'm honored to be here to just join in with everything that's been happening so far. And I just want us to just even raise our hands as a sign of surrender. And we're saying, Lord, you can have your way. We say yes to you. Whatever it is you want to do in Manchester, whatever it is you want to do in my heart, whatever it is you want to do in my life, whatever it is you want to do in my family, I won't be the hindrance. So I say, come, Holy Spirit, come and have your way.
No restriction, Father, you are welcome. We say yes, Lord, yes. Our songs are rising in your direction. We say yes, Lord, yes. We will wait on you. We will wait on you. Come and move. We say yes to you. Come and move. We say yes to you. Oh, come and move. We say yes And can we raise that sound in this place? Come and move. I am surrendered, Lord. Come and move. We say yes to you. Come and move. We say yes to you. We'll see you high and lifted up. Shining. Oh, Elohim, Shaddai, reign, Lord. One more time, Yahweh. Shaddai. Make yourself known. Make yourself known, oh Lord. Make your power known, oh Lord. Hey, 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 make your glory known, oh Lord. I will be the one you can call on. Oh, you will find me right here at the altar, lifting praise and supplication to the King of Glory, because he is worthy, worthy is the Lamb who is slain and seated on the throne. There's no one like the Lord. Oh, elders, creatures bow, give the praise to him and him alone. There's no one like the Lord, worthy rightful place. There is no
Information provided by the speakers and/or presenter on Facebook and YouTube is for general informational purposes only. All information is provided in good faith. However, Constructive Talk makes no representation or warranty of any kind, express or implied, regarding the accuracy, adequacy, validity, reliability, availability, or completeness of this information.
Movement is medicine. Sharpens your mind, balances your body, fixes your focus. Elbow your neighbor and tell them you got to bust a move. Dr. King challenged racism in this nation, but realized he couldn't do it sitting behind the pulpit, which is why he sprung into, here it is, the civil rights movement. He marched on Washington. He pulled down the curtain of segregation for the mistreatment in the South to be seen by the entire world. He pushed back against unfair voting laws. He pulled down Supreme Court decisions of division and stood against barking dogs and fire hoses. To be clear, it was not an event, it was a movement. It was protest, legal challenges, civil disobedience, and boycotts, stretching every part of the American body politic all at the same time, because he knew stagnation would be the death of us. I rise this morning because we as a people have become lethargic, sluggish, and sedentary, because we've been sitting so long in comfortability that we no longer feel inclined to make a move. You are in such a rush to go to brunch, to go play golf, to binge watch on Netflix, that making a move is no longer even entertained in your subconscious. ICE in Minneapolis has killed an innocent woman named Renee Macklin Good. And as of this hour, the officer will face no penalty. We're going to have to make a move. An ICE agent threw tear gas in a car full of black children, some of whom are in ICU in this moment. Just this week, one ICE agent has been charged with SAing a detainee because it was the only way he would allow her to get visits. 1,000 more agents are headed to Minneapolis this week, not even realizing, ladies and gentlemen, that ICE is now the new slave patrol. The Klan no longer wears hoods, they now wear masks. They are no longer volunteers, they're being paid to oppress brown and black people. The budget for ICE must be frozen immediately. If it's in Minneapolis today, it'll be in Marietta tomorrow. If you don't say anything, racism and bigotry will continue to wield its head. But I'm so glad there's some witnesses in the building that understand I cannot sit still when other people are being marginalized. Donald Trump said civil rights has made white men get treated poorly. If they getting treated poorly, then black people are below welfare. They want to go door to door and arrest people with no warrants and no probable cause, and all while he has named himself as the acting president of Venezuela. He's asking Jamaicans and Haitians to self-deport, but has said nothing about illegal Germans and Italians and Swedes because they believe, here it is, that if you are black or brown, you are illegal, but if you are European, then you are permissible. Ladies and gentlemen, the cost of living is skyrocketing. Upcoming elections are being questioned. And military leaders who speak up for accountability are having their pensions being cut. We need a movement.
More like you, ooh. More like you, Lord. Let me hear your voice sing more like you. Sing more like.
Hey Trinidad, I'm Apostle Dion Smith, and I'm so honored and excited to announce what God is doing in this season. Listen, on March the 3rd at 6 p.m., I will be in the city of San Fernando with my team for the official launch of Ruach Trinidad. It's taking place at the Oasis Garden Center. This is more than a service. This is a moment of a movement of obedience. I will be coming alongside with pastors and leaders from our Ruach churches across Canada. And we're coming out to be with you, to stand together with you in unity with what God is establishing in this nation. We believe Trinidad carries a unique spiritual assignment, and we are expectant for what God will do. I'm especially honored to bring with me to Trinidad your very own Pastor Alden Charles, who's now a pastor at the Ruach, Ontario, Canada Church for this historic launch. Worship will be led by the Burton sisters, who I love dearly. These women know how to carry the presence of God into a room. And we're expecting the power of God in this time, in the presence of God. It's going to be marked by His power, His voice, His presence. The Spirit of God is going to move freely, and we're going to give Him opportunity to move freely. If you're hungry for more of God, if you are seeking clarity, direction, or renewal, this night is for you. I want to say this lastly before I let you go. The Lord has revealed to me the calling on the nation of Trinidad. And we're not coming as a church or an organization. I believe the Lord is sending us as a governmental position into a nation, because it is government against government. And God is trying to establish the nation of Trinidad for this hour as His ground, and He wants to rule over your nation. So I believe the Lord is establishing in this hour an outpouring like never before for the nation of Trinidad. I'm looking forward to what God is going to do. Last year when I came, we saw people healed, people delivered. We saw oil coming out of people's hands. God manifested Himself in the room. Demons didn't like that I was there, but we're coming into the nation as those sent by the government of heaven, because we want to establish the presence of God back in your nation. So I look forward to seeing you there. Remember, it'll be Oasis Garden Center, San Fernando, 6 p.m. Don't miss this very pivotal movement and what God is about to do in your nation. God bless you.
One more time, just sing more like you. Your loving arms over me, I'm standing unworthy. Watch me in your cleansing blood.
Hey, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Constructive Talk. I am just taking this opportunity to invite you to Life in the Word Prophetic Cathedral International, Vista Bella, San Fernando, where I will be ministering
Yes, I will be preaching at Life in the Word, and I want all of you who look at Constructive Talk, who message me from time to time and want to know where the church is and where and what. So I'm inviting you 9 a.m. sharp at Life in the Word Prophetic Cathedral International, where I will be ministering, and the host apostle is Apostle Dr. Corey Key Grant. So I'm looking forward to seeing all of you at Life in the Word, those of you who are on the live and those of you who would see this live after. I look forward to seeing all of you coming in the house this Sunday at Life in the Word Prophetic Cathedral International, San Fernando Vista Bella. All right, service time is at 9 o'clock. I look forward to having you all and seeing you all there. So come and be a part of it this Sunday.
I don't want to preach it with miracle. Did you say you don't know me? But your loving arms over me. Lord, just cover me. Come on, sing. Put your loving arms over me. I'm standing unworthy. Wash me in your cleansing blood. Take away impurity. I don't want to preach. Miracles. Then you say you don't know me. Put your loving arms over me. Come on, lift him up, what? Put your loving arms over me. I'm standing unworthy. Sing, wash me in your cleansing blood. Take away impurity. I don't want to preach. I don't want to preach it with miracles. And then you say you don't know me. Put your loving arms over me. Put your loving arms on me. Listen, lift your hands right. I'm cold and I am weak.
Good evening again. Good evening to those of you locked on to Constructive Talk. Again, yes, it's me, Pastor Google, with you on till 11 o'clock. And you know, on this program, we deal with different things and different issues, and we look at what's happening in the world, we look at what's happening in Trinidad and Tobago, we talk current affairs and issues. So again, let me say thank you for all of you joining me this evening. Remember, you can share the live, you can send the link out. Just go onto YouTube and you'll see an arrow, kind of curve arrow. You can send it out to all your friends, loved ones, persons who you think should be a part of the this program. You can do so now and share the information with them. You know, so much things happening in Trinidad and Tobago and by extension the world. I saw some information, I want to verify it. I don't know how true it is. Sometimes people put out things there and they don't have the relevant information. Like today a lot of people run with some misinformation. Why? Because it was on a letterhead and it had a signature. And because it was on a letterhead and it had a signature, everybody believed that yes, that has to be true because it has a letterhead and a signature. No, it wasn't true. It was fake news. So that's why sometimes I'm very careful with what I say, how I say, what I say, when I say what I say, without having the relevant information to share with Trinidad and Tobago. And by extension, the world. Again, I always have to remind myself that there are persons that are looking at this program who are not just from Trinidad and Tobago, but all of the Caribbean and the States, America, Canada, all over the world. People are locked in and tuned in to the program. So again, let me say good evening. Thank you again for choosing Constructive Talk. Thank you for being a part of this program this evening. Right. So there's some stuff I just wanted to touch on quickly. So you heard me talk about, well, you heard about the ad. You heard the ad that I played earlier on with a church that is coming over to Trinidad from Canada. The name of the church is Ruach, and Ruach Trinidad, and they are coming to have services at the Oasis in San Fernando. Anybody who know where the Oasis is right next to OWTU. Between there is after the gas station on the street on that street where OWTU is in San Fernando. You know where Lions Club is? Right. You know what you find? Don't you know where Lions Club is, and you know where OWTU building is on Padmore Street? And you know where Anaposis is, that's the medical center. Then it's right there. It's between Anaposis and the gas station. You know, so there's a church that's coming over from Canada. I'm trying to get an interview with the apostle and see how best we can, for you to chat, for you all to hear what to expect at the services in March. So their services are happening in March. Today is the what? 18th of February. So, you know, we have some time where we will try to get them on, and we will have some information shared from them. And I would have invited you to a service this Sunday. This Sunday, I will be ministering at Life in the Word Prophetic Cathedral, where the host pastor is Apostle Dr. Corey K. Grant. Life in the Word Prophetic Cathedral is located in Vistabella. Ask anybody where the Batteryman is in Vistabella. It's obliquely across the road from the Batteryman in Vistabella. I am looking forward to having most of you, if not all of my persons who are on the live, who live in San Fernando. If you want to come from Port of Spain, you are welcome also to come and hear the word of God. I will be preaching. And a lot of you always want to hear me preach, want to know, stuff like that. So you could come and be a part of it. I'm extending an invitation to all of you who are on the live. All of you who are on the live, I'm extending an invitation to all of you to come to Life in the Word Prophetic Cathedral, Vistabella, opposite the obliquely across you from the Batteryman. If you think you're coming, it's Sunday morning, 9 o'clock. Just give me some thumbs up, if you think that you will be able to come across. Those of you, especially those of you who live in San Fernando, it's an invitation that I'm extending to you to come and hear me preach. Yeah, it's an invitation I'm extending to you to come and hear me preach. So many of you, from time to time, as I said before, always want to say, well, how Pastor, we go where your church is, how we could come and hear you preach, and that kind of thing. Well, you're getting the invitation now to come and hear me preach at Life in the Word Prophetic Cathedral. Somebody's asking me if it will be live stream. I want you all to come. I want you all to come to the church. That's what I want. I'm extending an invitation for those of you to come to the church. It's in Vistabella in San Fernando. It's very easy to find. Very, 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 very easy to find. If you know where the Batteryman is obliquely across the roof from the Batteryman. If you know where the San Fernando, is it the Ministry of Health building is? It's one building. One building after that. All right. If you're going into Marbella, it's one building after. If you're coming up from Marbella, if you're coming from Couva and those areas, you would see a new constructed building, and right after that is where the church is. So I extend an invitation to all of you who are on the live to come and visit Life in the Word Prophetic Cathedral, Apostle Dr. Corey Grant, and I will be ministering this Sunday. All right. So I extend that invitation to you guys. If you think you're gonna make it, just give me a little thumbs up now. If you feel that you want to come across, just give me a little thumbs up. Let me know if you believe I like what's going on. Yeah, I think I will come on here, Pastor Google preach. All right. We look forward to having you. All right. We look forward to having you at Life in the Word Prophetic Cathedral. All right. We look forward to having you there. All right. So, getting those announcements out of the way. I wanted to share with you some of the things that are happening that I don't know if you all are. Well, I think some people would have seen it in the news, but I want to show you all this. So I want to see. Right. So I want to see. Job well done. All right. Job well done. Yeah. All right. Job well done, Mia. Job well done. You know. This morning, they were washing down the streets of Port of Spain. If you watch closely, you'll see that is by the Brandlara Promenade, by Church's Chicken there. They were washing down the streets of Port of Spain this morning. So I want to say to the mayor of Port of Spain, despite all that is being said and all that is being, done, all right, yeah. You did your job, and I want to say to you, job well done. And keep it up. Keep it up, yeah. And don't let anybody stop you from doing what you are called to do, which is to serve the people. All right? To serve the burgesses of Port of Spain. I saw this picture, and I found it to be very interesting. And I want to, yeah, man. Dr. Rowley and Miss Penelope Buckles embracing and showing camaraderie and love. And I find this to be very encouraging. I like what I see. And I like what I'm hearing. All right. So, again, let's keep the love going. Let's keep the love going. All right. So I want to give some thumbs up to Dr. Rowley and Ms. Beckles on showing that united front and that camaraderie and that love. I want to really, really extend that to them this evening. So you realize I'm pointing out some things, I'm pointing out some things that I think is worthy of acknowledging today. All right. So yeah, again, I want to say to those of you who are on the live, thank you very much for joining me and being a part of Constructive Talk. Thank you very, very much.
The information provided by the speakers and or presenter on Facebook and YouTube is for general informational purposes only. All information is provided in good faith. However, Constructive Talk makes no representation or warranty of any kind, express or implied, regarding the accuracy, adequacy, validity, reliability, availability, or completeness of this information.
I started to run when I scope out my country. I walk by a gun, wole, 'cause that is what they promise we. A lot's going on in the sun, so I come here to bring wisdom, so we don't burn down.
government has the assignment to put we country into alignment. But every time they read us with their ego, it's the vulnerable who feeling that blow. Lord, is it ignorance or is it arrogance? I don't know what to call it in this instance. Look at paradise right in front we eyes, but we still want to talk about who we despise.
Tell me where else can we go?
If we start to mash up the good things we know.
Tell me where else can we go?
If we treat we traditions like a papi show, you could fix everything on we island. Put gunships on we back like a tyrant. You could put 10 radars all up Scarborough. But don't forget,
this is Trinidad.
We love we freedom, and every citizen will agree that no oppression will be accepted by our Trini. We come from long days on the ground, working hard until daylight come, so we'll see it wrong to be a financial donkey. Cause every day we see a new taxation that causing a new kind of sufferation. And when you don't create that irritation, you send police to fix with desperation. Lord, where's the common sense? Where's the true intent to make you think oppression is relevant? Don't be shocked, my friend, when we start to bend and you see them placards in front of the parliament.
Tell me where else can we go?
If we little children are not free to grow.
Tell me where else can we go?
If they try to ban the words in the Calypso, you could try to stop social media or the taping of police murders. You could rewrite a bill like this also. But don't forget, this is Trinidad. Take one look around. Even lingo and all could see confusions in tongue, and it's affecting everybody. Politicians and Facebook trolls, even Calypsonians lost their role. The world's upside down, and I'm worried for my country. Cause every day I see victimization, racial and social aberration. We saying is love need to go wrong, but we spreading this thing like a toxin. Man, things getting so tense, some can't pay their rent, and the effect of this feeling permanent. But what scares me though, just so that you know, is the money we about to borrow.
Tell me where else can we go?
If the IMF start to pull we toe.
Tell me where else can we go?
If we toilet paper start to run too low, you could stress out the pepper worker. Take a fool and make him a leader. You could change every board cause it's your show. But don't forget, this is Trinidad. I know it's good intentions we Prime Minister have for we, but brutal measures would only cause rebellion in TNT, like what caused Cambule in times of old. And it's so the story unfold, it's that rebellion that give we people identity. So careful how you deal with we intellect, cause DNA remembers every aspect. But every time we cry, it's just politics. Your mind could start to play you some dirty tricks. Look, remember that honor comes before minister, and that's why we give you so much power. So don't let us down, and don't let us frown. We need to see a 360 turn around.
Tell me where else can we go?
If your promises start to look untrue,
Tell me where else can we go?
if your own voters losing trust in you, you could do what you want with what intent? You could bar talk the independent bench. You could change the country that we once know. But don't forget, this is Trinidad.
So that is Mr. Helan Francis, and you know, a lot of people would have find it to be very controversial. It's still controversial. It's a topic that's out there that persons are still talking about and having issues with. How can the state media house mute Helan Francis mic? That would have gone out, broadcast out live. I would have heard the response from TTT, and as a technical person myself, I went and did the research on what they were talking about. And we will go into it a little more later on. But there are some things that I want to touch on before. Have you realized, Trinidad and Tobago, that since this Helan Francis matter come about, and other little things like Barry Pollard going on a stage and singing, Helan Francis issue, and stuff like that, people forget about the body cams that we want police officers to wear. People have forgotten about the Samaru young man. The young man who lost his life at the hands of police officers. People are not talking about that anymore. People are not demanding anymore from police officers that they need to wear a body cam. You're not hearing that anymore. We're not hearing those things anymore. Those things have become very silent. You know? And I just want to just remind you guys that those things are still on the front burner, where our young people lives are still hanging in the balance. Okay? So let us not lose focus on issues that we want properly resolved in Trinidad and Tobago. There are issues that we want properly resolved in Trinidad and Tobago. One of several things. We want police officers to wear body cams. We also want proper investigation into the young man Samaru death. Right? We still uncomfortable about those things. I don't know if you are, but I am still pretty uncomfortable about those things. Okay? I'm a little uncomfortable with those things still. So yes, we need to vent on issues that's happening in our culture, where we're seeing things happening in our culture that we're not happy with. There's some people, we're not going to just roll over and play there and say, well, okay, X, Y, and Z. especially when we have the two co-president putting out a release and a statement about a Calypsonian. I don't know how many of you saw that, but what's his name again? I can't remember. He sent me the video. Ainsley King. Mr. Ainsley King sent me a video. Alright? I want to play the video that Mr. Ainsley King sent me. And I would have sent an invitation for Mr. King to join me on Constructive Talk. Alright? I did send out an invitation to Mr. King to join me on Constructive Talk. I did send him an invitation. He didn't respond, maybe because he was busy today within the, getting whatever results and issuing results. So I would say, I would say, well, he was busy getting the results of the road march and whatever together to present it to the media. Fair enough. But Mr. King would have issued a statement. Right? Mr. King would have issued a statement. I'm going to play it for you guys. Again, it's just about bringing awareness of what is being said and what is being done. So Mr. King has issued a statement about what is happening in the Calypso fraternity, and he wants to bring closure to some of the information and some of the things that are being said and that is being done. I want to say this before I play the video. I don't know the drama. I don't know the bacchanal. But what I know is that I have opened an invitation to Mr. King to join me on Constructive Talk. Now, let me tell you something. I know people who listen to this program know Mr. King. I know it are people listening to this program know Mr. King. Because we have been talking on this platform. We had Chucky, we had Queen Victoria. The only person we have yet is what's your name? Mr. Shaq. That's the only person we have on this program yet. And we could have Mr. Shaq if we want to have Mr. Shaq. Believe you me. We could have Mr. Shaq if we want Mr. Shaq on Constructive Talk. But I issued an invitation. I see only how much time I seen it. Because I know it are people going back to tell him. Right? I am issuing an invitation publicly to Mr. King to come on Constructive Talk and put his cards on the table. Alright? Because I found it very strange that he would have sent me that video. I found it very strange. Good night, Pastor Google. And players, and good night, Dr. Rowley. You looking very nice. Enjoy yourself. Stay blessed. Alright, okay. Yeah. Alright? So, I'm issuing an invitation to Mr. King. Publicly again. I would have issued one privately via WhatsApp. I did not get a response. And as I said before, I believe that and I want to say it clearly. I don't want to shout. I believe that the reason why I did not get a response from Mr. King is because Mr. King would have been getting the results for the road march, ready for a press conference today. So I believe that when Mr. King does go through his phone and see that I responded to his message, he will respond. Cool? Cool? I will never clear. I will never I'm not singing out of place. You know? Again, as I said before, Mr. King, somebody said you should invite Tazea also. I hear you. Right? So, that's me. I've laid my cards on the table. So, I'm going to play for you now a statement, a video, but it's not a video, it's just a picture, still picture with an audio of Mr. King sharing his concerns about what's happening in the Calypso arena. Take a listen, Trinidad and Tobago. All right? Cool? So let's take a listen now. Take a listen. And when we're through, I have another video too I want to play. So let's take this in.
A happy carnival to all. This is Ainsley King, the president of TUCO. For a very long time, I continue to be attacked by fellow members of the organization, and I remain quiet throughout these periods. We have just completed the 2026 Monarch competition, and we are seeing some reoccurrence, which is similar to last year, and it's from the same individual. Last year, that they are part of this, spreading false narrative. Get your evidence intact, because I'm going to start with Isaiah O'Connor, because I see that he continued this thing this year again, 2025, 2026. Isaiah O'Connor, you have claimed openly on social media that you have evidence and you have judges' result that is different from the one that was signed and presented. I am asking you to let good sense and wisdom prevail, because if you have evidence of something, rather than you continue to create propaganda, you need to deliver your evidence. Present your evidence of the sheet. A whole year has passed, and your narrative remains the same, that you are going to release the sheet. I put you in this position to release the sheet. I'm asking you to release the sheet so that we could put this thing to rest. Because what is happening here is not adding up. You are claiming that I am against you, and I'm against people who I'm against. They don't have any opportunity. I've given your father an opportunity to be a part of the junior committee, and that was before you guys started to spread this narrative. He's still there at the junior, on the junior committee. I continue to assist him in many ways that I will not make public. Added to that, you worked in the tent that I am in charge of, the dynasty. From that tent, you made it to the semis, you made it to the final. Does that appear as someone who's against you? If someone is against you, would something like that happen? And I want to ask you this. What it is that I have against you? I hardly know you. And what will cause me to want to block or take away what God has for you? That is not adding up. So I am daring you. I am putting this challenge to you. The same public that you continue to spread propaganda and is not providing the evidence, please provide the evidence so that the manifestation of what you are saying could become a reality. What you and most of the members are doing is living in your head. Let's see how well what you are putting forward will coincide with reality. I dare you to please produce your evidence. Produce your evidence, Tizaya O'Connor.
It have some spirits roaming we land, seeking to destroy your faith, confuse and intimidate, to take with them as many as they can, down to the pits of hell for eternity to dwell. If we don't take stock and amend our ways, we'll continue on the path to darker days. So let's begin to shift our moral compass now and say to iniquity, we shall no longer bow. So grab your rosary and your holy water, let we pray for the nation. And with the water of Zamzam and Quran, now with strong vibrations, all them single mothers, oh God, we sons and daughters. And yes, as we gather, I beg you protect them, Father. Cause while some hoodwinking, somebody bad drinking, and we just keep sinking deeper into this array. Heed our nation's cries, it's time to mobilize. Together we'll exorcise all these bad spirits and cast them away one by one. I say two by two, 3 by 3. We'll cast them away one by one. I say bring them 2 by 2. I say 3 by 3. We'll cast them away. Not too long ago we shared one vision, I for you and you for me, brotherhood, camaraderie, embracing each other's traditions, carnival and Diwali, jamming soca and chutney. Then a divisive spirit was thrown in the mix, contaminating we workplace and we politics, pitting one against the other, perverting life, standing on the precipice of civil strife. So grab your calabash, your konanga water, let we pray for the nation. And with Tulsi and Ganga Jal in hand, man, is strong vibrations. All the hate and anger look like hitting hard like banga, but together we labor, because you are my neighbor. Cause when we made the trip, slavery and indentureship, exploitation and the whip, but what a price we paid. Though we have different names, our passion is the same. So unity we must reclaim. And all these bad spirits, we'll cast them away one by one. I say bring them. I say bring them. We'll cast them away one by one. I say 2 by 2. Ding, 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 ding. And when we walk through the valley, treacherous roads and alleys, in the darkest hour, we shall not cower. Cause deep inside we got the power. Don't show us the power. God gave us the power. The power, the power, 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 power. Spirit of deception, spirit of fear. Tell them get the hands, we don't want them here. All for money they crave and lust. Well, tell them tonight they go bite the dust. I say greed and envy, yes, the enemy. Spirit of illusion, spirit of confusion, wickedness and war, them who rotten to the core. Termites of the state, while hunger still dominates. Surrender is not by chance, because when you sell your soul, you are never in control. In this deadly romance, damnation is the reward when money is your god. They flood in the streets with guns and drugs, turning we youths into murderers and thugs. Sleeping with the adversary only brings unrest. That's where imps and wicked spirits manifest. So grab your candle, bring your holy Bible, and we pray for the nation. And with your crucifix and your bell in hand, man, is strong vibrations. All them evil breeders, bosses and leaders, tell the gangs we see them, and we come in to free them. Upholders of the law, businessmen and the poor, fighting this spiritual war. But help is on the way, and we have faith like sand in this holy caravan. So righteous battalion, and all these bad spirits, yes, we'll cast them away one by one. I say cast them, 2 by 2. I say cast them, hey, 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 hey. We'll cast them out 1 by 1, 2 by 2, 3 by 3. We'll cast them away.
So Isaiah said that he'll cast them away 1 by 1, 2 by 2, 3 by 3. Jesus, call them by the number. 1 by 1, 2 by 2, 3 by 3. Oh my goodness. So yeah, that is Isaiah O'Connor. And that was his song for 2026. So yeah, nah. So that's what we're talking about. That's one of the things that I said I had to play. I wanted to get out of the way because you know, that's all I would see. So when I have I played the clip. So when I have Mr. King on the phone, or if I have him in person, then we will further the conversation. But for now, I'm not further any conversation. I just play the clip so that you will be aware of what is happening in Tuco. Yeah, so there's some issues happening in Tuco, and I just highlighted it so that you all will be aware of it, so that here what's going on, you know, everybody aware of what's going on now, so that when I get them on the phone line and they start to talk, you're not going to say, well, I didn't know that. All of that going on in Calypso? Yeah. What is going on? If you didn't know, and no, well, no, now it's going on. So, I saw something today. I was like, really? That's what happening there? So, I'm going to play a video for you now. Play a video for you. Let me tell you something here. See me? Let's take a listen to this video now. Tell me what you think. So I take your calls on this video here. Take a listen to this video.
To support this exciting renewal this morning, I'm pleased to announce that on May 17th, 2026, that we're inviting Americans from all across the country to come together on our national mall to pray, to give thanks, and we are going to do something that everyone said, like, that's tough. We're going to rededicate America as one nation under God. You know, a lot of people... Yeah, thank you very much. It's good. That's what I mean by the Spirit. It's so incredible to see it. I see it so much. I've never seen anything like it in 1 year. I thought it would take 2 years, 3 years, 4 years to be where we are. Well, we've done it in, really, 10 months. We're at 12, but now it's just getting to a level that we've never reached before as a country. But that includes religion. I mean, and maybe that's part of the reason that we're doing so well. There's such great spirit. It's all spirit, and it includes religion. I've always said, you just can't have a great country if you don't have religion. You have to believe in something. You have to believe that what we're doing, there's a reason for it. There has to be a reason for it. We're all working and we're behaving. I mean, I behave because I'm afraid not to, okay? Because I don't want to get in trouble. To support this exciting renewal this morning, I'm pleased to announce that on May 17th, 2026, that we're inviting Americans from all across the country to come together on our national mall to pray, to give thanks, and we are going to do something that everyone said, like, that's tough. We're going to rededicate America as one nation under God. You know, a lot of people... Yeah, thank you very much. It's good. That's what I mean by the Spirit. It's so incredible to see it. I see it so much. I've never seen anything like it in 1 year. I thought it would take 2 years, 3 years, 4 years to be where we are. Well, we've done it in, really 10 months. We're at 12, but now it's just getting to a level that we've never reached before as a country. But that includes religion. And maybe that's part of the reason that we're doing so well. There's such great spirit. It's all spirit, and it includes religion. I've always said, you just can't have a great country if you don't have religion. You have to believe in something. You have to believe that what we're doing, there's a reason for it. There has to be a reason for it. We're all working and we're behaving. I behave because I'm afraid not to, okay? Because I don't want to get...
So, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, though. I don't know what to say. What I would say is, hallelujah, amen. Hallelujah, amen. That's all I would say. So hear this now. I saw this video and I was wondering if it is true. I don't know how many of you heard, if you are aware of this, if you are not aware of it. But I saw this video and I wanted to make inquiries to find if it is true. So tell me, is this video true? All right? So you tell me if this video is true. I shouldn't play it, but I just want to indulge it. I want to show you. I want to crave your intelligence a little bit. I want to, so take a listen to this. And you tell me if this is true.
The United States Justice Department has just dropped the central accusation that Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro led the Cartel de las Soles. This accusation was the legal cornerstone of President Donald Trump's aggressive Venezuelan policy. This accusation was used to justify the sanctions on Venezuela and a regime change. This guts the narrative that President Donald Trump used to frame Nicolas Maduro as a drug kingpin. The United States Justice Department has just dropped the central accusation that Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro led the Cartel de las Soles. This accusation was the legal cornerstone of President Donald Trump's aggressive Venezuelan policy. This accusation was used to justify the sanctions on Venezuela and a regime change. This guts the narrative that President Donald Trump used to frame Nicolas Maduro as a drug kingpin. The United States Justice Department has just dropped the central accusation that Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro led the Cartel de las Soles. This accusation was the legal cornerstone of President Donald Trump's aggressive Venezuelan policy. This accusation was used to justify the sanctions on Venezuela and a regime change. This gutsy narrative that President Donald Trump used to frame Nicolas Maduro as a drug kingpin.
So, anybody know if that is true? Anybody know what that young man talking about there? If there is some truth to that? I tried to find it. I was looking all over. I'm not seeing it anywhere. So I don't know if anybody could find it for me. And let me know if there's any truth to those claims that that young man is making there. Right? So I am still yet to find the information concerning what the young man released or talked about there. I don't have that. I'm not seeing it anyway. All right, that is old news. Justice Department dismissed the foolishness weeks ago. Really? So what that mean? Maduro outside or you inside? I want to find out because I'm seeing somebody saying it here on YouTube, on the chat in YouTube. Somebody saying that is old news. Justice Department dismissed that foolishness weeks ago. Yes, it is true. Okay, well, I never saw it, you know. All right, I didn't see it. So, if you all have the information, send it for me now. 464-7003. So, I'm seeing where the UNC is making a boast, and their social media people are busy blogging on this. But look at what the Prime Minister did. So Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar would have put out a statement today. And I want you all to look at this statement that the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago put out today. You all seeing it? I want you all to tell me what your thoughts about this. What is your thoughts about this? All right? Look at it, read it, and call me up on 464-7003 and tell me what is your thoughts about what the Prime Minister posted out today. What is your thoughts on it? 464-7003. 464-7003. What is your thoughts about what the Prime Minister would have put out today? What's your thoughts on it? So you could give me a call. I'm willing to take your call on 464-7003. Let's start our discussion where we invite you to now be a part of the program on Constructive Talk, where you can tell us what is your view, how you feel about what I have up on the screen there. What is your thoughts? Hello, good evening, caller.
Pastor, good night. Good night, sir. How are you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
I could hardly see what on the screen.
You could hardly see what on the screen?
Yeah. I could hardly see. It was the same statement where she went to the her government is responsible for the European Union taking us off the blacklist. Is that it?
Yep, and several other things that she's claiming that her government would have done.
That is a total untrue, Pastor Google. Her government is not responsible for that. The People's National Movement government, they was responsible for that action. So, because Kamala Prasad's sister has been unfaithful to the country. Yes?
I hear you, but there's a list of things though that she would have outlined. I don't know. Tell me if you're seeing it now.
Let's see if I can see it.
This is what happens because citizens put the UNC into government. She said that the finance, what is this? I'm sure you could see it. I can't see it from where I am, but I know that it is much bigger and clearer now.
I still ain't getting it wrong.
You're not seeing it still?
No, I still don't see that.
No, man. Nah. Something wrong with your phone then. Or something wrong with...
No, it's my phone. I tried to switch. So I just switch back to the list. A lot of the information that the UNC government is promoting is totally untrue, unfactual. Very, very unfactual. Right? That's concerning this issue. Right?
Right.
I want to go to the topic of Mr. King and his response as president of the Tuku.
All right. So hear what? I want you to respond to that when I have him on the line. I don't want him to send me no pre-action protocol letter for anybody's statements.
Right. We'll stay away from that.
Because he's already threatening to send pre-action. That is the reason why he is saying what he's saying, eh? Don't think that he's just saying that because he just wants to say to bring out evidence. He believes that he's being wrongfully attacked, and anybody who's attacking him, he is going to issue them a pre-action protocol letter to prove what they're saying about him is true.
Right, I understand. So we'll stay away from that for the time being.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
the third point is, how has Trinidad reached the point where Calypsonians has been censored? I don't know where we reached that crossroads where Calypsonians and their craft has been censored and either blacklisted, because it has to be blacklisted because Calypso is an art form where the Calypsonian is the voice of the people.
Right.
Right? For many years, right? Calypsonians has been the voice of the people, right? And they would come and portray the art form during the carnival season. And there's where, on that platform, there's where the messages are brought. And I don't understand in 2026, right, where it is an issue now that they cannot speak on certain issues. I don't understand that. Because I can remember clearly there was a calypso by a particular Calypsonian, the political cemetery. I don't even remember that calypso.
Refresh my memory a little bit.
Lady Gypsy, the political cemetery.
Let me see if I could find it.
Yeah, well, this one had to go back to the political cemetery, and that one had to go to the political cemetery.
Okay.
Lady Gypsy. That was 2024, 2025, somewhere around there. Nobody never, the government didn't censor that calypso. Names were called, the Prime Minister's name was called, former Prime Minister Dr. Rowley name was called. The former Minister of Finance name was called in the Calypso. Nobody censored the Calypso. Nobody was offended about the Calypso. Right? In yesteryears, the Calypso captain ship was sinking. Understand? That was sung against the People's National Movement. George Chambers, that was in the 80s. Captain the ship was sinking. Nobody censored that. So how come all of a sudden in 2026 we sensitive about certain topics? We're very sensitive and offended about certain topics and Calypsonians' creative art form. Where did that come from? When Calypso in the original form was a platform to speak out on behalf of the people. Where did this all arrive all of a sudden? The voice of the people is the voice of God. So somebody have to answer a lot of questions, and we have to continue playing these tunes, you know, because those calypsos are messages. Those calypsos are messages. The Queen Victoria, the reigning calypso monarch, Terry Lyons. Those tunes are messages. Those are powerful messages, and it cannot be synthesized. Another thing I observed, Pastor Google, I got a short observation on the broadcast, the March broadcast. I didn't even notice it. One of the contestants who did not make it to the finals, he was on the broadcast panel. I don't know if you recognize that.
Yeah, I saw that.
Right. Nevertheless, I mean, everybody entitled, you know, to be a part of, you know, something. And I noticed the existing panel is a certain caliber of people that is associated with the UNC. I just made my observation. The MC for the march who announced the winnings. Understand? The observer, whoever he is, right? It was a spokesman for the UNC.
Okay.
So we have a lot going on.
All right. Thank you very much, caller.
All right.
Yeah, man. Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening.
You need to load on your television. You need to load on your television, please.
All right, just now. Give me a minute. Let me load it right down.
Yeah, I saw that. All right, so while you wait for the caller to load on his television, just want to let you know.
Yes, I am going to load it.
Okay.
I am going to load it because I need to do something here. I'm going to load it. Give me a minute.
Okay. All right.
You're comfortable with it, that?
Yeah, yes, sir, that's better.
You're comfortable there now?
Yes, sir, that's better.
All right. I want to read out something here. The same thing what the fella them say they ain't seen. Let me read it out.
Uh-huh.
This is what happens because citizens put the UNC into government. 1, removal from the EU blacklist. 2, approval of OFAC license. 3, good IMF report. 4, almost 1,000 EOI received blueprint revitalization plan. Oversubscribed bonds offered on the international financial market. increased interest in our energy sector from international investors. And below that now, the PNM, a party long suspected of being financed by local drugs mafia and implicated in numerous allegations of pedophilia, would have carried our country into international pariah status. The law-abiding citizens say no to lawlessness, murder, rape, drug trafficking, pedophilia, race baiting, and the local drug mafia. Therefore, they say no to PNM. The UNC will continue to govern to benefit the law-abiding citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. The best is yet to come. Let me just draw on 2 or 3 points here.
Before you draw on
No
2 or
IMF
3,
report.
wait, just now, before you draw on 2 or 3, let the both of us go through them one by one, right? Let the both of us go through them one by one and educate the listeners. You with me with that?
Yes.
All right. So the first one is the what?
Removal from the European Union blacklist.
Right. Now we know, you know, and I know, if we are persons who are aware of the laws and the bills that the PNM brought into the parliament while they were in office, we know that this was one of the laws, one of the bills.
Yes.
And the UNT was the party that was fighting it.
Of course. Now, what we need to take into consideration, the citizens need to take into consideration, is that everything the PNM did over the last 9 years was more in the interest of country instead of party.
Thank you.
The removal from the European blacklist is, as a result, a direct result of PNM fiscal prudence. And that has nothing to do with the UNC and Kamla.
In 9 months? In 9 months?
It is ludicrous. It has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with her.
All right, so let's move on.
Absolutely nothing.
So let's move on.
All right.
The OFAC
The
license.
one, approval of, yes.
So let me ask you something. We didn't have an OFAC license under the PNM?
For 2 years.
Was it and when the government changed in America, that is when they would have revoked our OFAC license?
Yes, of course.
And then when the UNC gets into office, and the UNC went and
They
talked
get
to...
6 months.
They get how much months?
6 months.
And when is that 6 months coming to an end?
It already ended.
No, it didn't end yet.
It's my knowledge. So
Nah, it didn't end yet.
Well, then...
So they have until
well, then
April. I think they have until April.
Okay.
So...
Now, let me tell you something about that OFAC license. Approval of OFAC license doesn't necessarily mean that you're getting oil from Venezuela.
Okay, then.
Or you're getting gas from Venezuela.
But have they been to Venezuela to talk to the Venezuelan government?
That is where I'm coming to. That is exactly where I'm coming to. No negotiations have been made between Trinidad and Tobago and Venezuela.
No.
And no negotiation is likely to be made given all that they have done and said about Dulce Rodriguez. They would have said about Nicolas Maduro. They would have branded Venezuela a narco-trafficking state. They would have been instrumental in Trump bombing the palace, the Venezuelan palace, I forget how they call it, in Miraflores. They would have been instrumental. Now, what I see out of this is that Shell and them would be negotiating with Venezuela. I don't see us having any real part in that. I don't know if they're negotiating on our behalf.
But that is what, and that
But
is what.
don't seem to have.
But just don't call her, and that is what this government is banking on, because remember I showed something last week where BP said that they're going to get the OFAC license. The BP going to get an OVAC license. And I think it was Shell who was saying that they're going to use our LNG plants to pass the gas through.
Yeah.
So we are depending on them to lobby for us.
Well, that is what has to happen when you do have a competent group of people doing anything.
Set up OJTs.
Yes, I would recall the many trips that Stuart Young had to make to and from Washington, to and from Venezuela, in order for us to be able to have something concrete to work with as it relates to the sale, the unity of gas deals and oil deals as it relates to Venezuela. Stuart Young would have been instrumental, along with Dr. Rowley, in making that possible. That has nothing, absolutely, there is another thing, has absolutely nothing to do with the UNC. And having an OFAC license definitely doesn't say that you have a gas deal. But you know the trolls on them every single day. You're seeing on the Facebook, on TikTok. We secure a license, we have oil, we have gas. Last but not least, on that specific point I want to talk about. They are clamoring in Trinidad and Tobago, mostly the UNC, for home invasion bill, stand your ground bill against home invasion. What did America do to Venezuela? That is not considered home invasion? Tell me, Pastor Google. Does that not constitute home invasion?
Yeah, but they would not see that way. They wouldn't see that way. Let's move quickly. Where's the other one?
Well, they better start seeing it.
Where's the other one?
Oversubscribed bonds on the international financial market.
Yeah, well, we know Mr. Manning and Mr. Imbert mashed them up where that's concerned.
Yes, because the last time the interest on the bonds was 4 point something, now it's 6 point something. I don't have the exact figure, but I'm sure it's 6 point something. But you know with the UNC, more is less and less is more.
Yeah. We know that for sure. Where's the other one?
All right. Increased interest in our energy sector from international investors.
Oh, yeah, right.
Who are the international investors? That is a broad statement. Who are the international investors? Have you noticed something with these people? They never could give you any concrete idea of what they're talking about. They never could. They will tell you something, but they can't tell you who is the investors. They never could say who it is that they're speaking of. If I tell you that international investors have interest in our sector, I must be able to tell you who are the international investors. If I can't tell you that, well, then I'm only gaslighting the public. All right? That is number 6. Let me go to the PNM now. The PNM party long suspected of being financed by local.
Wait, number 6, you jump one man.
All right. Increased interest in our energy sector.
No, you leave out after you do the OFAC license, you left out the IMF ratings.
Oh yes, good report from the IMF. Good report from the IMF.
Let's play
What's
something.
Your take on that?
Let's play something for the people to hear about that.
All right.
Despite an acknowledgement of government policies meant to revitalize the economy, the IMF's concluding statement of the 2026 Article 4 mission for Trinidad and Tobago paints a picture of concern rather than optimism.
Among the issues highlighted is the government's ability to maintain growth in the face of promised wage increases. Peter Christopher has more.
The IMF article states, under the current outlook for energy prices, agreed settlement of back pay obligations to public sector union workers, and additional hiring of public sector workers in October 2025, such a large adjustment would be very difficult to implement without significantly weakening growth. The IMF article also notes the economic outlook is subject to considerable uncertainty, and the balance of risks is tilted to the downside in the near term and to the upside in the long term. Domestic risks to growth and the external sector stem from lower oil and gas production, which could result from disruptions in mature fields or delays in new projects. Over the weekend, Finance Minister Dave Tanku issued a statement where he stated the IMF acknowledged the government's financial plans to revitalize the economy. However, former Finance Minister Coleman Bit says a deeper reading of the article would raise eyebrows.
They have said that the economic risks for Trinidad and Tobago are tilted to the downside. Now, that's jargon for the outlook is bleak. That's what the IMF is really saying, okay? And they're saying if they don't engage in fiscal consolidation, if you read it, then the currency is going to be in trouble.
Imbert acknowledges the government has said they have no intention of devaluing the dollar, but he stresses that they have not engaged in fiscal consolidation at this time, and the increased wages could have a reverse effect in that regard.
What the IMF is saying is unless this government gets its act together and stops wasting money on nonsense, the economy is going to be in trouble and the effect on the dollar is inevitable. That's what they're saying. But the UNC has said they're not devaluing. Okay? I said that for 10 years and I didn't because I was able to do it because I had a good macroeconomic team supporting me.
Imbert also argues other policies introduced by the government, including the recent increase of natural gas and manufacturers, have hurt several key industries related to growth. Peter Christopher, CNC3 News.
Well, I think in the first instance, we will be heading for the IMF. The austerity measures.
But my thing is, the Prime Minister, apparently she did not read the IMF report. Because if she read the IMF report, how she come about a good IMF report?
Pastor Google, you must understand something with this Prime Minister. She's a pathological liar, one. She believes in gaslighting, two. She has a certain section of the media dealing in sensationalism. So everything she says, they portray it as if it's written in gold. And she just don't care. She just don't care. I recall something that she had been saying, that she get an overwhelming majority to run this place. And all the stupidness that she would have done over the last 9 months is a clear indication that she believes that her mandate, her overwhelming majority mandate, as she say, gives her permission to mash up the place. She is not concerned. She knows she's talking nonsense. But she keeps saying it. It comes like when she said that the 2 independent senators engaged one of her senator to change the vote for some inducement, wherever the inducement is. We cannot trust this woman. We definitely cannot trust her.
All right, and the other one, the number 6 you were going at.
Increased interest in our energy sector from international investors.
Really?
Who are those investors?
Well, they may be talking about.
Make a broad statement.
But she was talking about the investors, the people who coming from India, who have shown interest in the refinery. That is what they're talking about.
Yeah, but you can't just say interest in international investors showing interest. You have to tell us who they are. Because I recall when Dr. Rowley and Stuart Young and them did engage Onando, and Onando gave its commitment, the government of the day was frank with the people and tell them we have been doing this for a period of time, and we come up with Onando. I think Onando is the name, the African oil company.
All right.
So they're not being straight with people at all, and nothing they say, I ain't taking it for gold, as casting gold.
All right, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
You're most welcome. All right, so we're taking your calls 464-7003, 464-7003. We're discussing what you're seeing in front of you.
We experiencing a global phenomenon with serious issues mankind choose to fool around. Then they go find out facing real consequences. That when you play totish games, you win foolish prizes. The mighty US of A, look how them in disarray, because they forget the first dose of madness. So with the short-term memory, they welcome back Donald T to give that fascist a second term in office. But after they take the bait and they realize where's the fate, enough of them want to change the vote, but it is too late. You see the FA, FO, you see the FA, now they go FO.
So what is your take on what you're seeing in front of you? What the Prime Minister put on social media, is it true or is it false? You put it in the chat. True or false? What the Prime Minister is selling to you, saying to you, hey, you have moved the People's National Movement and you have now put the United National Congress. And this is what they have been able to accomplish. Those 6 things. Is it true or is it fake?
I said the FA, now they got FO. You see when you're FA wrong, there's no doubt. Even Monk Sam will find out that what's sour in Bam Bam starts sweet in the mouth. When you shout FA, FO, I tell you that is, tell them that is the call. Oh, say, can you see? You see the call? Come in. Trinidadian love all fours, you know that is the truth. So when America Trump, we just follow suit.
So I'm seeing some of your response on YouTube.
Concern, well, we present government is easily.
So you're seeing lies.
2010 to 15, the tenure was so obscene, scandalized the.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Hi, good evening.
The thing about it is that that whole list, that's straight from the Donald Trump playbook, you know. Straight from the Donald Trump playbook.
Explain it to us. Explain it to us.
The only difference, well, is exactly what Trump is doing in America. Trump is saying that is the greatest economy, and when I saw the Attorney General before the Senate hearing, the Senate committee last week, she quoted that the Dow Industrial the Dow is at 50,000, all the stocks are up and so on. But you know what came out earlier on this week? When they said that unemployment is the greatest increase in jobs in America, you know that the loss of jobs was under reported by 1 million. So if they said is 1 million people out of work, is really 2 million. Okay. And when they say that the unemployment rate is 4%, it's 4% overall, but in key sectors where Elon Musk went in and got it under Doge, the real employment figure for some people is in double digits, and in some cases like federal workers and particularly black women, who are most of the federal workforce, is 8%. Right? And that is what that statement that is on the screen there now is what the UNC led by the Prime Minister is saying to us. In the face of all the indicators, she's trying to paint a rosy picture. You know, she's like Alice in Wonderland, right? Serving tea to the hare and the other animals in Wonderland. Total madness. But you know, Dr. Rowley told us that, Mr. Young told us that, right?
So let's go through.
Dan Paul told us that.
All right, so let's go through the list. I want to hear your interpretation of the list. All right, so let's do it quickly. The first one is what?
The first one is the oh gosh,
the EU.
the EU again falsehood. All that groundwork was laid from since the FATCA bills and so on, show your wealth and all those things, right? Well, all that.
Right.
All under the PNM administration in the last 9 years.
Right.
Right?
Right. The other one. The OFAC license.
The OFAC license, right. Who get the OFAC license? The multinationals. To develop the cross-border gas. So what that would mean is that they would dictate to the government how they would monetize the gas to their benefit. Not to Trinidad and Tobago's benefit, but to their benefit. When they invest, they will tell us how much they will give to us, which is different from what would have been the regime under the OFAC license granted to the PNM administration. So we are once again going back into the whims of the multinationals.
Right. What's the other one?
On their goodwill.
All right. And the other one.
This is the
good IMF report.
The good IMF report, madness. That video that you just showed there from CMC3, total madness and lies. And you know what happened? That is just the concluding statement from what they gave when they came. What will be compiled there is the overall report that has to come back and will be placed on the IMF website. So that part is still coming.
So while you're saying that, I want to play something. I want you to listen to it, right?
Yep.
Borrowing to fund consumption or deferred obligations simply shifts the burden to future generations. On this score, Madam Vice President, it was concerning to me that the budget presented by the Honourable Minister did not mention the government's intention to borrow $18.96 billion. There was no mention of that in the budget presentation. But when you went to one of the yellow books, you saw borrowing of 18.965. And borrowing by itself is not a problem, particularly when you have declining revenues. That is not the issue. What concerns me is the change in the consumption of the borrowing. In recent years, government debt has been largely domestically financed, but the 2026 estimates point to a pivot towards foreign borrowing. So of the 18.965 billion, 8.1 billion comes from the domestic market and 10.9 billion comes from the international market. This shift in the composition of borrowing will bring higher costs, greater exchange rate risk, and of course, repayment obligations in foreign currency. For the benefit of the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, let me be pellucidly clear. Each dollar that we borrow in foreign exchange must be repaid in foreign exchange. And I ask, how will these debts, because borrowing is a debt to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, how will these debts be serviced without worsening the foreign exchange strain or without driving the debt to GDP ratio higher? Those are fundamentals, Madam Vice President. The implication of this pivot to foreign borrowing is that the country must earn or save foreign dollars through exports, reserves, drawing down on reserves, or further borrowing. If these inflows of foreign exchange do not materialize, current and future generations will shoulder the burden through a devaluation process, most likely, or higher taxation. Because every dollar borrowed today, let me repeat, every dollar borrowed today is a promise to repay in foreign exchange tomorrow.
And she is quite right. And you see, that reality will begin to hit people sooner rather than later. Right? That one is the big one, because that one goes across generations. It's not just we want to pay back, but the upcoming generation and people who we hope to get into the workforce, if there is work for them.
All right. Thank you very much.
Take care, Pastor. Thank you for the opportunity.
You're most welcome.
And remember, I told you this here tonight. First thing they will say, get rid of CPEP. Get rid of UR. Get rid of reforestation. All the contract workers in the government, get rid of them. If the UNC gets their way and they start with their bag of poison goodies, it is going to lead to a devaluation. If UNC wins, you lose. The UNC's National Economic Transformation Master Plan 2020 to 2025. This is Kamala's plan. As soon as we highlighted that they're going to devalue the dollar, if you go on their website today, they have taken it down because they are dishonest and all they seek to do is mislead Trinidad and Tobago.
Based on further investigations, young
Look how them in disarray.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Pastor Google.
Good evening, sir.
Pastor Google, the last two callers did very, very well.
Well, I hope that you can do as well as them.
I will try. Well, I didn't call to talk about every single item.
All right. No, well, the last caller didn't talk about. The last caller didn't talk about every single item. The last, you choose out what you want to talk about.
But I just called to remind people, because you see, as the last caller indicated, as the professor indicated a short while ago, right? Remember, if you recall, this government raised the borrowing ceiling, to $45 billion. $45 billion. You know what that means for us? That means exactly what transpired between 2010 and 2015. We did not know that the overdraft on the exchequer went up from 10 billion to 33 billion. You know when we found out that? We found out that long after they demitted office. And it is still very high. What I am telling you all is that, as the last caller indicated, by the time this 5 years is finished, there will be no choice by our incoming government, if it is not done before that, but to devalue the currency and go into an IMF program. It happened in Sri Lanka, and the people and the leaders had to run away from the country. And then in a serious international IMF program, just like Argentina, just like most of the Caribbean countries, we will be in debt and we won't even know it until the PNM gets back into office. We won't know it because they're going to hide it and they're going to get a wink and a smile and a handshake and say everything good. I keep reminding people that in 2014 there was no money in the treasury. And they were borrowing to keep the refinery going. And that is why in January of 2015, the then President Hassan Ali indicated they're going to have to reduce the throughput in the refinery in order to keep the refinery going, else they will have to shut it down. Because there was no money, no US dollars to purchase crude. And they had to use the government what is the word I want to use? In order to get money from the banks and so on, right? As a guarantor. You understand? And all these things were hidden and we were being told everything good. because nobody wasn't taking on those things then. It's only when the PNM got into office in 2015, September, we got to realize. Remember when Joanna Rambaran said, we only have 3 days money, and if we don't find money, I will turn off the tap. We didn't know that then until PNM got into office. We weren't aware that there were 4 consecutive cycles of no money, that we were in a recession. We didn't know all of this. And what do you think is happening now? All those points that she is raising is to continue to fool the people, and people will forget what transpired, as I said before, between 2010 and 2015. And we have to be mindful it's going to get worse this time because now they have raised the borrowing ceiling. Who's going to pay back that $45 billion? Who? Most of the UNC people there will not be around. So our children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren will not even be able to see the way. It took almost 10 years for the PNM government to even get a semblance of a level of decency in order for the rating agencies to bring us to stable. We have already, in less than a year, we already back to negative under the same rating agency. So they lying then. And Kamala Prasad is telling us the truth. Look at what the rating agencies have said, negative growth. And they say the article is a good report. We are being fooled. And as your first caller indicated, you have a lot of international investors. As you rightly asked, who are these investors? The economy was supposed to start 9 months ago. Where is it today? Where is it today? And another thing, if UNC is dependent upon, as we all are aware, for Shell and BP to make arrangements for us to get gas to come to Trinidad, what do you think the price is going to be of the gas that they're going to sell to us after they purchase it from Venezuela? Because they will have to make a profit, and what's going to happen with NGC and the downstream industries? NGC is going to say, listen, we have to carry up the price again. That is if they get gas within the next few years. And we have to be mindful of these things. It's about money. These things are not cheap. And you have to have US dollars. And we have to pay back the $1 billion that they borrow at 6.5% per annum. So every year, the government has to find $65 million to repay on the $1 billion loan for the next 10 years before they can pay back the principal. In 10 years, we'll be in what year? 2036. So if even they go and devalue the money, devalue the currency, what do you think will happen to this $1 billion loan? US, that we have to pay back in US, as just indicated by Senator Atz. And people have to do these sums and listen to when certain things are being said. If they're coming out of your pocket so you feel you are right, you're not all right. Because you see what has happened. People have lost their jobs in order for this government to save money. And let me tell you what's coming up just now. Everybody and their brother want the 10%. Everybody accepting nothing less than 10%, and they go on the back pay too. So the government has to find the money to pay this increase in salaries. And remember that it's going to go up to about $5 billion every month, that they're going to have to find to pay all the bills every month. And as Senator, what's his name, Vishnu, who was the former permanent secretary in the Ministry of Finance, it is now $54 billion guaranteed that the government has to find every year. So what do you think is going to happen by the end of this year or before? It's going to go up again. So expenditure is going to increase to over $60 billion. And where we getting the revenue from? What revenues, new revenue streams we have? Anybody asking that question? Where are we going to get money from? You know how we're going to get money? Dr. Rowley said it, you know. We have to let go people. We have to let go people.
All right.
So we have to be mindful of these things. That is the only way. There's no other way. What new 9 months? What is the new revenue streams? What new revenue streams do we have to say? Okay, this government has an idea to bring in money. Absolutely none.
Okay.
So you have to be careful, people, and do not trust not one iota of what this lady says, because she is a consummate liar indeed. Thank you.
Just one final thing, and I want to put out a warning to the nation that if you check the central bank data, and I think the Guardian reported it today, that we had 5.4 months of import cover. This hasn't been, import cover hasn't recorded, this been this low for decades. If you follow from April of this year to August of this year, the data I have, there's a precipitous decline in international reserves. When your balance of payment is in disequilibrium, right, nothing works. Your monetary policy doesn't work, your fiscal policy just collapses. Once your balance of payment, and I mentioned something about the IMF, and the Minister of Finance said I was unpatriotic. But
Correct.
that decline was 600 million US from April to August, and nothing in the budget about that decline. And I repeat, once your balance of payments, once those accounts are in disequilibrium, you're in big trouble. And I think the nation needs to be warned.
Hello, good evening, caller.
Hi, good afternoon, Pastor. Pastor, I don't know why this government decided that lying to people is going to put a plaster over our soul. Why these people just deliberately trying to start our Trinidad? Because no, you cannot tell me borrowing that amount of money with no revenue makes sense. Because taking a loan, when you take a loan is not getting a loan must be paid back. Are you trying to tell me before my son even get his first paycheck, he has to pay that loan back? He didn't start working, he's still in school. Before he get his first paycheck, before he want to come in hand, he had to be paying debts he knows nothing about. Providing he get work. Pastor?
I listen to you.
I mean, these people want to convince you that they cure this country, but they don't. And I try to understand Tanku. You say on this for more than 5 years. And you trying to tell me you first big economist, and this is kind of stance for the mistakes you're making. I mean, there are patterns. The records with the country covered, and the line their face is the same playbook that everybody's saying happened in 2014. Remember when she came on TV with the bottle of oil, the container oil?
Yep.
Pastor?
Yep.
I think I was a young man back then. I remember she came on TV, there was a news with a big container oil saying that was 2014, saying she find oil. And this time the family closing.
All right.
All right.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Interesting.
experiencing a global phenomenon. With serious issues, mankind choose to fool around. Then they go find out, facing real consequences, that when you play dottish games, you win foolish prizes. The mighty US of A, look how them in disarray, because they forget the first dose of MAGA madness. So with the short-term memory, they welcome back Donald T to give that fascist a second term in office. But after they take the bait and they realize where's the fate, enough of them want to change the vote, but it is too late. You see the FA, FO, I see the FA, now they go FO. Plenty immigrants made their choice. Uncle Donald they supporting, but he put their support on ice and themselves he start deporting. FA, FO, I said the FA, now they go FO. But now Donald breaks in because it now so keen. He naming the Epstein files, so they now studying like they voting a presidential pedophile. FA, FO, I said the FA. Now they go FO. You see when you're ever wrong, there's no doubt. Even Uncle Sam will find out that what's our in bam bam starts sweet in the mouth. When you shout FA.
So I have something I want to play for you guys, and I want you to take a look at this. Take a listen to this, and then this I don't know now. Why? Take a listen to this.
Lucia had set sail from Savans Bay on Wednesday, February 11, for a routine fishing trip. They were expected to return by early evening. The first indication of a disaster came on Saturday, February 14, when short video clips began circulating on social media platforms. The footage, geolocated to waters approximately 5 miles off Beckway, shows a flash of light on the water followed by a massive explosion and moments later, debris floating on the surface. A large, clearly visible fragment of the vessel Zuti was among the wreckage.
Inch in there and still.
The videos have not been verified by any official government, military, or investigative source. However, residents on nearby Beckway reported hearing a loud thunderous sound and seeing a column of smoke over the sea at the time depicted in the videos. The two were identified as Ricky Joseph, a resident of Savans Bay, and another fisherman, identified only as Navi from Miko. Ricky Joseph's brother, Titus Joseph, shared his disbelief.
Just was talking about setting up a GPS. Yeah, to go out sea.
Ricky Joseph, 38, was a father of 4 and had been a fisherman since leaving school. He is survived by his 2 older brothers. Navi, whose real name has not been released, was a respected figure in the Miko fishing community, known by colleagues for his calm demeanor and skilled seamanship.
I feel sad, I feel down. My little brother, my little brother that day. I feel like the right thing, them people doing it, them American people that are not good, they can commanders take life and water, close to St. water. So I feel like a good thing. That's really sad for my brother and other people they haven't given me. So what that fire out there and they never get no footage or video, nothing to send to the authorities.
The tragic loss has sent waves of sorrow through Savans Bay and Miko, where fishing is a way of life. Concerned citizens have been publicly questioning how and why a routine fishing trip ended in such a violent, unexplained manner. Authorities in St. Lucia and St. Vincent and the Grenadines have not yet released official findings or launched a public investigation into the matter. Cecil Actil, MBC Prime. According to a family member, The men, both experienced fishermen from St. Lucia, had set sail from Savans Bay on Wednesday, February 11, for a routine fishing trip. They were
experiencing a global phenomenon with serious issues mankind choose to fool around. Then they go find out facing real consequences that when you play dottish games you win foolish prizes. The mighty US of A, look how them in disarray because they forget the first dose of madness. So with the short-term memory, they welcome back Donald T to give that fascist a second term in office. But after they take the bait and they realize where's the fate, enough of them want to change their vote, but it is too late. You see the FA, FO, I see the FA, now they go FO. Plenty immigrants made their choice. Uncle Donald they supporting, but he put their support on ice and themselves he start deporting. FA, FO, I said the FA, now they go FO. But now Donald breaks in because it now so keen. He naming the Epstein files, so they now studying like they voting a presidential pedophile. FA, FO, I said the FA. Now they go FO. You see when you're ever wrong, there's no doubt. Even Uncle Sam will find out that what's our in bam bam starts sweet in the mouth. When you shout FA, FO, I tell you that is, tell him that is the call. Oh, say, can you see? You see the call? Come in. Trinidadian love all fours, you know that is the truth. So when America trump, we just follow suit. If them MAGA morons is America's concern, well, we present government is easily the clones. From 2010 to 15, the tenure was so obscene. Scandalize the land and destroy we economy. What? Like we missed the free for all, incompetence and bubble. So we bring them back to finish mash up the country. And as they assume their roles, I set a square peg in wrong holes. Now plenty people who help them win at the polls. Feel the FA, FO. They say the FA, now they go FO. The two worst Alexanders in the world and team make ministers. One is a racist troll and one need a West Indian first primer. FA, FO. I said the FA, now we go FO. Meanwhile, Tanti setting up TNT in people worship where we in place. She should have let the Yankee army plant the red eye in shipping palace. FA, FO. I said the FA, now she go FO. You see when you're ever wrong, there's no doubt. Persona non grata must find out that what's our in bam bam starts sweet in she mouth. Sing it out, FA.
This fight is about bread, butter, and justice. And we fight with blood, sweat, and tears. We won't give up, we won't surrender, and we shall overcome. When talking about labor here in Trinidad, you can't leave out Butler, the man from Hyderabad. He appears and disappears, so the people say. I hear he made an appearance just the other day, and he said, what he said?
Roger! Come run, Roger!
Roger, why you gone down there?
Oh gosh!
How could you abandon your brother David Abdullah? Roger, come run, Roger!
Look thing, only look thing!
How come you ain't say corruption evermore?
Roger!
Come run, Roger! For down there on your own, looking like a hungry dog begging for a bone. Roger.
So here now the OWTU millions in debt after fail bid to purchase refinery. Nobody want to call, boy? OWTU building might be for sale.
Say you made the best offer.
Who bidding? Who bidding fit? Who bidding fit?
But they still looking for a buyer. This corn
Palms Club might be for sale.
must be a bitter pill. Of course you're gonna be out.
OWTU headquarters might be for sale.
Say black man don't get nothing easy. I know you agree. Roger, comrade Roger. Roger, why you gone down there? How could you?
Somebody say 7.8 billion.
Roger, comrade Roger. I know you've been there before. How come you ain't see corruption evermore? Roger, comrade Roger. Boy, you down there on your own, looking like a hungry dog begging for.
Somebody say we now see why this man was so bitter against the PNM. Nobody want to call in, by?
Certainly you have the right to endorse anybody. So comrade, don't be uptight or fuss too much over me. I just do not understand why you forsake your own brother. But if you're happy with that, you could go and campaign for Lucifer
or his sister.
Roger, comrade Roger. Roger, why you gone down there? How could you abandon your brother David Abdul?
Oh, let's serious. Why nobody other thing to say about this boy? OWTU millions in debt after failed bids to purchase refinery. Where is OWTU going to get the millions of dollars to repay their debt? Talk to me. Hello, good evening.
Call in and say what, Pastor Google? What we already know?
I don't know. I just say...
He is very, very... He is extremely quiet and allowing this stupidness with all of these workers to continue because he is desperate for the refinery to open so he could get the employees to pay union dues to assist him with all of this debt that he now has.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay, I thought...
He has to remain quiet and hope and pray that this government is able to get this refinery up and going.
So what
but
about?
Is see?
So what about they could sell the buildings?
Yeah, but if you sell the building, their assets would diminish rapidly.
Okay, and who caused that?
Well, as I said before, he needs money. You see, when you have money coming in, like what was coming in, remember the month defects with Dr. Rowley, they were getting about $700,000 every month from workers, from union dues, And when you get in that kind of money, and it would have been over $1 million, because at the end of the day, they still are responsible for a lot of other companies that I can't even recall.
Tiantec.
But not only Tiantec, there are a lot of other companies that they
Smart.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, when you're living high like that, your expenses will be just as high. And when you lose that kind of money in one fell swoop, you must hate the person who make you lose that money. He didn't care whether the refinery was making money or not. That is not his concern. His concern was all those workers that was paying $100 every month. Now he no longer has that. So now he has to go back into bed with this government and hope and pray that the government starts back the refinery. And he is then again the OWTU will be the major group to negotiate on behalf of the new set of workers and start to raking more money. That is how these fellas live. You see, what in the dark, Pastor Google, will always come to light. He has been extremely silent. when his good old colleague said that what this elder said again? A collateral damage. But elder no longer has that concern anymore because elder getting his $70,000+ when the month come, and he's no longer in any union. Right? But what does Roger have? What does the good comrade have? Queen Victoria said it best. He stood up there waiting by the cemetery for something to happen. And when you have debt, you have to repay it. Somebody has to repay the debt. Or what do you do? What do they do when you can't repay your debt? What do? They seize your assets. That's what they do. That's how the banks work. They seize your assets. Whatever assets you have. Because they want their money. And if you can't pay, remember interest going up to it? There's interest. And some of his debt is in US dollars. Remember when he lost with respect to the $1.5 billion, and then he went to court and he has to pay back $4 million in US dollars. Roger gained $4 million US dollars from.
Must be so, sir.
Maybe he has it. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he does. But he is very, 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 very quiet. And that tells me one thing. After all that is going on and all the concerns that they shared before about the concern about the workers and the workers and the workers, how come you ain't saying nothing now?
We want to see, boy.
Huh?
We want to see.
How come you're concerned about the workers now? Because when you're in debt, you can't sleep, Pastor Google. When you're in debt, you cannot sleep.
Well, it's not his debt, it's the union debt.
It's the union debt, but who's the head of the union? Who's the president general of the union?
Well,
Who do you think will have to answer?
Well, he will leave. He will just drop out.
He'll drop out?
Yeah.
And leave the OW to you just like that?
Yeah.
You think so?
He don't have a choice.
And leave that salary?
Yes, because he don't give gay pension.
What that's the point. He might get a pension.
True.
If they're owing all this money. That is the point. You understand? These people, I keep saying, these people hide things until it comes in the dark, and then eventually when it comes out in the light, then you get to find out what it is really, what is the real true story. Then you get to know what is the true story.
All right.
Stay tuned, Pastor Google. Stay tuned. There's more to come.
All right.
There's more to come.
Thank you very much. Hello, good evening.
Hello, Pastor Google, good night.
Good evening, sir.
That case with your team worker Cedrian, Rose and them getting some legal case with a company, and they wasn't able to purchase the refinery, and now they had to pay back the company millions of dollars.
Yeah.
So some of them buildings will have to be sold so that they could pay back the company all the millions of dollars pay, you know. I can't remember exactly how the legal battle went between them and the company.
I'll go find out.
You understand? Them have to get money and they think so all this thing with Rojan and thing and they think they didn't have no money.
All right.
And they had to scrape up to put it, and they wasn't able to do that, and they went into agreement with a company, and the whole process failed. So they had to they reneged on the whole agreement, something like that take place.
Okay.
And now they have to get money, so most likely buildings, and they have a building up in Henry Street with a
we'll see what they'll do with the buildings, all right?
They got to sell all them things, they pay back the money. All right, thanks. Have a good night.
Same to you, sir.
Song is Big Sale. The name of the singer, Queen Victoria.
Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale.
All you good, yes? I was lying with some old men before the election, and well, I was amazed of their discussion. They were discussing the election of 2025, how Africans were selling cheap and UNC buying dead or alive. One old man shout out, fellas, give me your attention. UNC can't win by themselves, no election. You see, they're sitting and they're planning to make a decision. So she called out Shilaga, who the old FIFA wanted man. She said, call the trade union, let we start negotiations. And we could call out a big sale and we go buy out some Africans. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying Africans. Sing the thing. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying Africans. She don't have all she chance and she the honor rhymes. No, what she need is some slave names, man, some big strong Africans. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We call it good or bad. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. Tobago and Trinidad. Oh, somebody pinch me. Hey, UNC sitting and they're waiting patiently. With about 16 safe seats, they don't win that already. The woman said, I have my people and they are born UNCs. Now all I need is some Africans who got their names out of slavery. She said that she here, they're really selling cheap. And she could buy them very cheap, 500 and a jersey. A lot of people will cry when she's finished with CPEP, because she is not holding back them PNM have nothing to get. She said it's party before country, all you never, never forget. She will care for her people and she have no blasted regrets. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying Africans. She buying Africans for sale, for sale. Listen, we buying Africans. She said we like crab in a barrel. We pulling each other down. But I want their votes, so I jam them the winning song. And all they know it. Africans when UNC wins, everybody wins. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. Tobago and Trinidad. Hey, who called me? I want this verse slow, right? Black mines in Tobago, she's working on them with ease. But she's not afraid because monkeys say cool breeze. She said the last time she was easy, this time there is no room for mistakes. Cause when she's done with Tobago, it's either they make or break. She has her eyes on Maruga, especially Samuel Cooper. They got a lot of PNM houses, but none of them can remember. She's buying some in 6 company because they're nice, they're bad and they're trim. Their ancestors came from Africa and all of them is Americans. She passed through 5 company and she bunks up Madingo. Well, boy, she makes she name cause she get Africans for Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying Africans. Kill them. Africans for sale, for sale. Listen this. We buying Africans. Doc Faisabad was pretty serious with her reading the cemetery. He said I'm waiting for refinery. Boy, that man had to be crazy. What? Africans for sale, for sale. too commercial man so. She said my people are loyal, they don't vote for other parties. But them PNM people just show them some money, staggered roti. She said I have my safe seats in the safe hands of Caroni. She go on to St. Couva, straight down to St. Paris. She said I love my people, for 10 years we out in the rain. But when I get back in there, things will never be the same. To all of my people, you must get your rightful place. And I don't care who's sitting there and think I am talking race. You all know what's hurting me. You see that, Dr. Rowley? We don't hide up all we money. The damn man change the currency. Hey! Africans for sale, hey, for sale, hey, for sale. Hey. We buying Africa. Kill them. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying Africa. They bought out PSA. They got them for 10%. Now they could beat the chest and laugh because they know it's money well spent. All your love, all your Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying good or bad. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. Tobago and Trinidad. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying Africans. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying Africans. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying Africans.
Queen Victoria.
The Prime Minister put out a statement earlier on. This is what happens because citizens put the UNC into government, and she went on to list out 6 things. Now, she is a politician, and this is what politicians do, but it's important for the country not to be misled. So let's go through those 6 things. Starting with the first one, removal from the EU blacklist. But this is why it's so easy for politicians to mislead the public. The truth isn't always easy to find. You have to go to the page, scroll down to the appropriate menu, go into a sub-menu in that menu, and in that sub-menu, you go into a next sub-menu, which will give you years and dates, and then scroll down to the Trinidad section, which will give you the entire timeline. And it's only then, after much reading, you are now faced with the truth. TNT has been making changes to our laws for many years to get off this list. In other words, don't let the smile fool you. She knows that he didn't do a damn thing in the past 10 months to fast track this process. This isn't something where you make a change on Monday and approve it on Tuesday. It has to be reviewed, and it takes time to be reviewed. Secondly, how did we end up on this EU blacklist in the first place? Back in 2016, the EU came up with a new initiative that really took shape and form in 2017. The same site have the whole timeline. We in Trinidad were comfortable playing the game, and then the EU changed the rules of the game, and we then had to conform to those new rules. Nobody put us on that blacklist. It wasn't an existing list, and we ran afoul of it, and they put us on the list. It was something new, and many countries around the world had to change their tax laws to conform to it. And you can't just change those things overnight. It takes time. Oh, and by the way, there was talk since 2024 that we were going to be removed from the EU blacklist. Just an FYI. Point number 2, we got an OFAC license. Yay, Dragon Gas deal back. But we had it though. We had everything in place though. And then you went to the man in America and mash it up, and I'll bring it back, and acting like it's something new you bring. Point number 3, a good IMF report. Firstly, the IMF noted that these changes didn't happen in the past 10 months. It happened over the past couple of years. Secondly, you all rushed a bunch of austerity measures because you all know the IMF will come in and take a look at the books. And thirdly, let us not pretend that we didn't just get 2 downgrades from Standard & Poor's and Moody's. Let's not pretend that we still have a forest currency issue. Let's not pretend that many persons didn't get that email from FCB Bank a couple of weeks ago. The forex issue is worse now than it was a year ago. Fight me on that. So let's not pretend like you all are fixing anything. Point number 4, the whole revitalization project. I don't see how you all are going to fund this 10-year, $16 billion program, but I'm pro-development. So if you all can pull it off, thumbs up for that. Point number 5, the bond was oversubscribed by 2.5 times. Let me explain something to you all. A bond is a government looking for a loan. Obviously, if you offer investors a 6.5 interest rate, they are going to take it. You are boasting about taking a loan from people. Paying 6.5 interest is not investor confidence. They didn't come because they're confident in the country. They came because you're offering them 6.5%. And the Trinis need to understand that we are not getting 6.5%. We are paying that in interest every year. And lastly, point number 6, increased interest in our energy sector from international investors. Capitalism, do not leave money on the table, especially oil and gas companies. That is why they just be all out in the middle of nowhere, drilling thousands of feet below the seabed to get oil and gas out of the earth. Where there is oil, they are going to come. Which is why if you go and you read up on our oil and gas sector, outside of the Dragon Gas deal, we already had other projects on the way waiting to bear fruit. Wait for them a few months from now, come and to say, we started this and look at delivering and bearing fruit. Come on, I understand the politics, but a whole post to mislead people, this government does lie so much that I was watching a press conference with them a few months ago. The man got up and said, good afternoon. And I looked out my window to see if it really afternoon, you know. Because for all I knew, it could have been night, and he lying about that too, you know.
All right. Boy, I don't know. So I had to play that for you guys because I didn't want to end the program without you all understanding clearly what is going on in Trinidad and Tobago. What is happening in Trinidad and Tobago. All right. So once you all are clear, we need to continue giving you all the facts. All right. We need to continue to give you guys the facts. So for those of you who are on the live, let me invite you. I'm inviting you to Life in the Word Prophetic Cathedral in San Fernando on Point of Pierre Road, opposite the Patriman, this Sunday. This Sunday, I will be preaching at that church. All right? So I'm inviting you to come and be a part of the service this Sunday at 9 a.m. Be a part of it. The host apostle is Apostle Dr. Corey K. Grant, and I will be ministering there this Sunday. So I'm inviting you to come and be a part of it. This Sunday, worship encounter at Life in the Word Prophetic Cathedral with me, Pastor Google, and host Apostle Dr. Corey K. Grant. Service time starts at 9 a.m. I look forward to seeing you. Look forward to having you. And I'm asking you, please, 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 let me know if you're coming now. Just type up in the live, yes, I will visit. All right? Just type in the live, yes, I will visit. So I look forward to having you guys at Life in the Word Prophetic Cathedral International on Point of Pierre Road, San Fernando, opposite the Batteryman. It's the second building after the Ministry of Health building. You look for us on the left-hand side, you would find us right there. So I look forward to seeing you and having you at Life in the Word. All right, so it's this Sunday. This Sunday, you have to be a part of it. This Sunday, I'm inviting you to come and be a part of Life in the Word Prophetic Cathedral. All right, I will be preaching. Yep, I will be preaching this Sunday. So I'm looking forward to having all of you there. All right. I am looking forward to having all of you. All of you. All right. All of you there. So please, just let me know if you come in, you know what I mean? Just put a thumbs up or yes. You know what I mean? Yes, I am Pastor Google. We come in. We come in to support you. All right. I really want you all to come and give me that support now and that love. Okay. Some of you always ask me to let you guys know when I will be preaching somewhere. So somebody said, I would like to visit, but I don't know. So, hey, it's easy. Just WhatsApp 464-7003. WhatsApp 464-7003, and I would send you the location. It's easy to find. It's very, very easy to find. All right? It's very, very easy to find, and I really would love for you to come. And I'm issuing this invitation for all of you who are on the live to be a part of it. All right? All of you on the live, I want you to come and be a part of it. All right? Come and be a part of it. It's going to be good. It's going to be great. And I really want you guys to come and share the experience with me. So it's this Sunday at Life in the Word Prophetic Cathedral International in San Fernando, and the host pastor is Apostle Dr. Corey K. Grant. All right, so I look forward to seeing some of you there. All right, just let me know if you're coming now. Type on the live right now if I'm going to see you. All right. So again, let me say thank you to all of you for being with me on Constructive Talk this evening. It was a pleasure for us to go through the list and see what, if what the Prime Minister would have said, if it's true or if it's not true. Thank you all again very much for being with me on Constructive Talk.